Paintball Podcatty, broadcasted from the shores of the great freshwater bay of Green, the man who has put his balls in more faces than Ron Jeremy, SAS Scruffy.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, John. That is a lovely intro, as always, and I am Scruffy, and today is Wednesday, July 12th, and it is 3 days after World at War 6 at the Great Paintball Explosion. I actually was down there this weekend and had a wonderful time. Little stressful at times because I was traveling with my good friend Booge, the owner of the Fluffy Bunny, and I was helping him man the tank and whatnot. So it was a little tough at times, but all in all, it was well worth the trip. It was a riot. I had so much fun. There was some times when, we couldn't run the tank because the field was too balanced or, this and that. And so I'd get out and I'd take a backpack full of paint and get out and do some stuff out on the field. I felt a little bit weird just walking out there in athletic shorts and a t-shirt and just a backpack with like 2 air tanks and some paint. But I'd find a spot and I would sit there and anything that moved would get shot. Anything that moved. I think at one point from one location itself, I dropped almost an entire case. It was another story though with those twins. Oh my gosh, the twins in the tank. They were humming. By the end of the day though, I actually took them out. Not because they weren't effective. They were actually very effective. I just had killed the battery in one of them, the hopper batteries in the other. And so, I had to, rip them down. And I didn't want to, deal with that. I went back to just my axe up there for a little while. And for the last run, and just tore it up with my axe on ramping, and that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun up there. It was really messy. It was more messy than I anticipated. Yeah. I was soaked in paint. It was a good feeling. I got my bath that day. All that oil. Oh yeah. It felt great. Felt great to be covered in that much paint and not have a welt. It was awesome. I think I had it a little better up in the turret, more so than my brother driving. Booge, he had a rough one. And some of it was his own fault, and he knows what he did to make his day harder on himself. The other part of it was that tank is hot. In more ways than one, that tank is hot. And where he had it parked out in the sun, and then he would go to get in it, and the thing was just this big metal oven. And then so he gets the bright idea. He takes a battery-operated fan, and he puts it inside the tank thinking it's going to cool him off. Well, it turns it from just a standard metal oven to a freaking convection oven, where all you're getting is the same dry, hot air getting blown around you. And he didn't take to it too well, kind of bugged him a little bit, it was a little bit too warm for him. So I think he's going to be doing some thinking about that, and we'll see what he comes up with. It'll be interesting. I think that's something that he's going to stick with him for a little bit, was the heat, but in hindsight, every time he takes it out, it's a learning experience for him. So that was cool. And it was just awesome to have it out on the field. Even with the limited throttle, it still did just absolutely amazing for what that field needed. So it still was able to accomplish what the field needed. It was still fun to play. It was just a little bit more difficult than we anticipated because of what was going on. Anyway, as far as the game went, it was awesome to see Sonny. I generally I see you every year out at this. It was great to see you again. I wish we had a little bit more time to talk. I'd love to get you on the podcast and just talk. And for those of you that don't know who I'm talking about, that's Sonny Lopez from LA Ironman. And he's a good friend, great competitor, good friend. I would love to get him on. Saw Wolf in person. It was nice to chit chat with him. Gave him the smile and the wink because I had tipped him off to the tank, gonna be there. And then when he saw it in person, like, dude, like, he's so excitable. He flipped, like, it was awesome. That dude, oh my God, he's. You think that he puts it on for the camera? No. That is how he is. That is honestly how he is, and he's just that big of a kid and that excitable. So, great cat. Love her, hate his videos. Great guy. Patrick, oh my gosh, Aztec. It was so good to see him too. Aztec is one of those guys. Me and him didn't speak so much. We shook hands, saw each other coming on and off the field. I know he was looking at the tank while he was in his body armor, and we screwed up. We should have got a picture of Aztec in his body armor in front of the tank. We really should have. That would have been just a sweet, sweet photo op, and it didn't even cross my mind. I should have grabbed it. I'm failing as the PR guy, as PR at the field. I should have grabbed that photo. Man, we did get a good photo, though, on the way out of PBX on Monday with the whole banner and whatnot. And I think I shared it to Bouge already, so he can put it up on his page. If he doesn't, I'm going to put it up on my page. Oh, well. It's my picture. Trying to think who else. Oh, I got to speak with Greg Hastings for a little bit. It's always short. I don't think Greg really realizes who I am yet, but I always bump into him. It's kind of that awkward, like, he looks at me and he goes, "You're so damn familiar, like, I should know who you are, but I don't," kind of look. And you know what? I like that. That mysterious, mischievous status. It's great. That was so much fun. Getting to see SAS Savage. It was awesome seeing you, brother. Thank you very much for your service and your time in the Navy. I know you don't get to get out to the field all the time, but when you can, at the training academy and on the ship, you know what I mean? Like, it's awesome to have you, bro. It was great to see you again, by the way. Love the work you put in. Great guy. Iron Man as well. He was there. It was good to see him. My brother Kodiak, all those guys. The guys from the SAS Illinois chapters. It was a pleasure to see you guys. A lot of fun hanging out. I got to meet Spider for the first time. I think with Razorback not wanting to do comms as much, Spider's going to fill that role really adequately. And I know that me and him are chatting, and we're going to probably talk comms. I think we're going to try and talk comms next week. So, yeah, that'll be a good show. Because I'm going to learn a little bit about these radios because I was having issues with mine. I didn't like it that much. So hopefully Spider will be able to fix that for me, and we'll get everybody all learned up well. That way. As far as the game went, the game was actually a very, very close game. World at War 6 this year was incredibly close. Incredibly close. It was like, I want to say it was like 900 on the Coalition to the Resistance 805. So by no means was any team really, really dominating or in control of this game. Very, very close game, which means, very well done, Mr. Payroll, Mike Payroll. That was really well put on. I guess some of the things that threw me for a little bit of a loop that I did not expect. I expected to switch sides at some point and not just constantly be assaulting the Nuketown base. That was a little different. That was a curveball in the game. That's something I hadn't seen or witnessed or done before in that game in particular. But you know what? It seemed to work out fairly well. I think both of those base locations on the field have enough pros and cons that they're fairly well balanced there, buddy. And that seemed to work out well. I think you should have some alternate mission cards set up in case you do that again. Just because it seemed like a couple of those missions were like freebies, but it is what it is. I guess, you'll have that when you do a quick field change, I guess. So, not knocking you, just letting you know that was a couple of those missions were like really, 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 really stupid easy. I was actually surprised at how hard it was to find certain player numbers to have missions done at certain player at times. Like, how hard is it, guys, to go to the command center and check in every once in a while? Like, they had a whole list of player card numbers, and you come walking up to spawn, on the command center, and there's a whole board, and all you got to do is take your tag out, look at it, and if your number's on the board, you go, well, what do I have to do? Or you check in, and that's it, mission over, you're found. Like, come on. Like, I couldn't believe how hard that was. Like, out of all of the things that surprised me, that was probably the hardest of them all. Man. I think what surprised the other team the most was the effectiveness of the tank turret. When I'm thinking of this game, I keep going back to my time that I spent up in the turret for Bouge, and I think that was the first time somebody ever shot down into the bus through the windows. And I don't think that anybody really, really kind of expected me to be able to whip around. There was a guy that sticks out in my mind that I just I got him 5 times up, like running up the leg. I didn't hit him in the head or anything. Like, so it was nice. Just, a couple thwacks and let him know. I think he was kind of surprised that I was able to whip my turret around and aim so accurately. The fire out of that thing. I am claiming 2 rocket swats out of the air, as witnessed by the referee. We had for whatever reason, and it just was bad. And this has got to stop at PBX. Like, this was not cool, and maybe it's because their tank runs it a certain way. But having the referee right in front of our tank, like 10 feet in front, is a bad idea, because when I started opening up with the twins, either he would be in one stream or the other when I was cutting in danger close, and trying to scrub the bunkers in front, or like we would stop because he would lay down to get out of the fire, and we'd have to stop the tank for a second so we didn't run over our ref. And it's just bad. Like, I think the tank refs should stay behind the tank and to the sides so they can see what's going on in front and run up and clear people out of the roads, because I know you're going to get those idiots that are going to walk straight at a tank. You get them at every game. But that kind of freaked me out a little bit as a gunner. And I understand what the ref was trying to do, get out of the stream, da-da-da-da-da. But in the same thing, that was the same ref who said straight up, I've never seen a Nerf rocket go like that, where it's right on target and then 5 feet and 10 feet in front of the tank. All of a sudden, it just takes a 90 and nosedives right into the ground. He's like, it was like somebody shot it out the sky. And you know what? I pretty much did. I'm fairly sure I did. I mean, 24 between the two guns, that's 24 balls a second. The range out in front of it, the paint balls should be anywhere within 4 inches of each other. So at that point, you know, depending on curve and the angle, I think they're only like about 2 inches apart. So, I mean, that gives me a pretty good chance, you know, a nice little area, a box to try and do that with, which was really kind of cool. I'm going to have to try and do it again now. And this time I'm going to have to mount a GoPro to the top of the turret, even though I think it'll be pointless to put a GoPro up there. I'm starting to really think that it would be pointless to have a video camera on the tank, just because there's so much paint, just so much paint. You guys just don't understand the amount of paint that, like, oh man, there's at least 2 cases worth of paint that was shattered inside and on that bunny. At least 2 cases worth, and not a single one hit me with force. That I can remember. I think the worst hit I took all day was when Booge dropped the turret door on my head through the convertible top, because I wasn't quite seated down yet, and he opens up the back lid and just lets it go, and it's just a whack. That one smarted. That one hurt. Neck's still a little bit sore, but is what it is, you know, damaged by owner. So, whatever. Yeah, I was really surprised at how many people actually thought that I own the tank. No, I do not own the tank. I am his best friend. I am at his shop. For the last 3 months, I was there at least 3 days a week, if not more, and long days putting in work with him. Helped him with some of the planning and whatnot to build the turret better for the gunner when we redid the turret project, but I came on after the body was put on the frame, and then I was there for the later parts, like the window building, the 3 or 4 different turrets that we've been through, some of the different mechanisms for steering, for handling, that kind of stuff. More of the detail stuff, I've been there. Some of the on-field mechanic work, I've been there with. I had to basically get out, and this is kind of what cemented my spot on the bunny, and it was when we were doing the second body, first turret, first real legit turret, and that was at a splat tag game, and the throttle completely disengaged, and it freaked Booge out, and I was able to go in there and disassemble the throttle manifold, take the restrictor plate off, the California restrictor plate off, put it back together, at the same time giving his machine more horsepower and a better or a higher RPM on the engine, because it's hydrostatic, so the horsepower was the same. It was just that it was easier to run the hydros with the higher RPM, actually. But that's neither here or there. And fix it on the fly for him to take it back out and roll again. And it was, just crap like that. That's why we work really well together, and it's been an honor to be there. I've given up a lot of summers to help him get it done, but even what I've given is still very minor compared to what he's done. But still, that's what friends do, right? I mean, come on. If you got a friend that's doing everything he can to build the thing, you might as well help. I mean, how can you not? I mean, I don't know, but that, and we kind of get each other too, so that helps. Our communication over the radio was pretty solid, I think. I liked our comm system till mine went out. It just got soaked in paint and just stopped working right. So then we went back to the tapping, and that worked really well. We were doing well with that. And I still feel like I should have shot more people out the turret. I really do. I feel like I should have had more G's. but you're coming in and like by the time you get to the front line, like everybody knows, or by the time you break the front line, like pretty much everybody knows, and all you have to do is stay back a little bit and wait for the fill, but the fill never came. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. That just was kind of like, I think that was a little bit on me there, and I don't know how well I did, I guess. I don't think I was doing that great, because, like, I couldn't find a lot. I mean, I could suppress doorways and whatnot and get people in, but I don't know, it was frustrating because of the ridge and the thickets, but, is what it is. I don't know the field that well, so trying to find the hiding spots is another thing. Like, I did the best I could with what I was given and what I could perceive, because when you're 7 feet up in the air a little bit, it's a different view of the field. It really is. Like when you're looking down into windows and like shooting into buildings downward. No, when you're, it's completely different, and it was completely foreign to me. It was a whole new learning curve. It really was. That surprised me. The turret itself felt comfy as heck. It was really comfy. Really comfy. Felt well, this and that, fit well. Could probably greased it. Should have shot some WD-40 around the ring or something. Take some Dow 33 and just lubed the whole inside of the ring. Should have done that. Something. It was just a little sticky in a spot, but other than that, I got a workout. It wasn't as heavy as the other one, I don't think. I think the other one was heavier, or at least felt heavier because of the displacement on the ring. This one, at least, like, the ab workout wasn't so bad. I wasn't like dead coming out. I know Bougie's arms got to work out. That was funny with the control arms. He got to work out. And all I can say is he did it to himself. So I'll leave it at that. But, we had a blast. I know Bougie had a blast. He had fun. He was all smiles after. I know the traveling part of it, like, sucks and freaked him out. But it is what it is. You do the best to take care of your friends and make sure they don't go too far off the deep end, or they don't get too going. And I know that he was feeling the pressure on Saturday because the day just did not like us at all. You know what I'm saying? That day fought us. It was tough traveling. I mean, everything from trailer hitch problems to minor race day crap. You know how it is. Anyway, back to World at War. It was awesome. There's a bunch of vendors out. Immortal Air. Got to see Dan Colby again. Spoke with him for a little bit. Got to see Mark from HK. He was at his tent. That was pretty cool. Good guy. Ran into Mad Frog again. He's a nice guy. Starting to finally recognize me, even after we've like been on the same podium together and like a couple times now, and whatever. It takes like 3-4 times, they say, something like that, 4 times before someone realizes who you are. But oh well, I don't mind. Got to meet our general, Brian Gomez. I've never heard of Splat Assault before. So, Splat City Assault or whatever. Never heard of them before. I'll have to check them out, get some more details on that. Ran into James from Mag Feed Addicts while I was down there. He was a good guy. I do got one thing from Mag Feed Addicts to give away. I got a headband. It was given to me. But as most of the people down there know, and there's this other guy that I saw at Legends that wanted my Sandana, and then he saw me again wearing it today, or on Sunday. as everyone knows, I wear my same red bandana. That's mine. I've worn it since I basically started playing. Had it forever. It's something that, like, it just means a lot to me. So same with my skull mask, and that went missing, but that's a whole nother story, and I don't really want to talk about that. But if you do see a skull E-Flex come up for sale in the BSTs, with the smoked out lens, skull bottom E-Flex, that was, I need to find one, because, like, I'm missing mine, and it sucks, but hopefully it'll turn up. Hopefully somebody's like, yeah, I accidentally put it in my gear bag, and I'll get it back from a teammate or something, but I hope it turns up. You never know. Paintball's strange like that. Karma comes around. So, yeah. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I got a headband. It seems to be a fairly decent quality, nice and thick, with the MagFed Addicts logo on it. So if you want to get your hands on this MagFed Addicts bandana, for playing, I want you to post up on my SAS Scruffy Facebook page your best pick. I'll start a thread, and I want you to post up your best pick playing with a mag feed, and I will accept for mag feed. I will accept Phantom or stock class style, 10 round tube, so your pistol, whatever, your BT pistols count. I will accept the gravity feed, speedball, like hopper converters, like with the 10 round tube for stock class, where you put the tube in the back, like what Mike Kennedy produces at Wasp, those adapters. If you're just getting into MagFed and that's all you got, I will accept that as a MagFed marker, and as always, I will accept all of your dam, probably not with the box fed rotor, that just seems a little cheap, but your dams with like the First Strike mags and all of your other traditional MagFed markers, your hammers, your MR5s, your MRXs, any of those that you could do either or, as long as you're running it on MagFed, hopperless, I'll call that good. And I think I'm going to let that one sit for 2 weeks, and I'll contact James and see if I can get him on the day that we declare the final winner, or I'll get a hold of him and have him sort through my site and take the best pick. You know what I'm saying? I'm fairly sure that we can do something like that, and I kind of want to spend some time talking to them anyway. These guys seem to be new kids on the block, and I want to see what they're about, because, they're new. I've been around for a while. Like, I know a lot of people, and these guys just kind of came up out of nowhere. So it's time to, say hi and see what's going on. You know what I mean? See what they're about, because paintball's family. You know what I'm saying? Paintball is family. It doesn't matter what style you play, just that you play on game day. That's all that matters. I heard Wolf quote somebody. There was a random guy, I don't know who said the quote, but it was like, it's all about the missions, bro. Did you do any missions, bro? And it was like, I just heard that a couple of times out of the field. It was so funny. But it's true. Like when you're out there, you play with what you're having fun with. You play your style the way you want to play, and you have fun. You do the missions, get involved, get in one of those suicide chopper runs. Yeah, you're going to get shot up. Go out there. If that don't bug you, go out there with it. Do the suicide run. You know why? Because that pain might be temporary, but the pride of actually doing it, that's forever. You've done it. It's awesome. I'm glad I did mine with Ghost Crew. It was awesome seeing those guys. Oh my God, Matrix. And dude, I didn't even get to talk about being on Ghost Crew Live. But I guess I'll have to get one of those guys on. But here's the music, and I gotta get going. Keep that mask on and keep your face pretty. Hello everybody, it's SAS Scruffy here, and I would like to take a quick second and say thank you for listening to the show today. If you've liked the content or enjoyed it, please follow me on Facebook. Also, you can help support the show by going to patreon.com/inwithscruffy. If you'd like to be a guest or advertise on the show, you can email me at sas.scruffy@gmail.com. That's sas.scruffy@gmail.com. Thank you guys very much and enjoy.